You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves country. Hope you are having a good Tuesday, and we've got something we want to play for you real quick before first pitch. I'm going to step aside here and let it breathe. It's going to be Matt Olson was interviewed this morning, and I just wanted you to be able to hear. We'll get quite a bit of it, and then we've got some clips later on that we'll share for it as well. Here's Matt Olson this morning at, I almost said Truist Park, at Cool Today Park.
Mac, good morning.
Morning, guys.
Tell us how camp is going. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you all. It's all good. Always good to get back out there, be around the boys a little bit, get the juices flowing for the season.
So, Matt, you're back home now a couple of years. How different has it been to this year compared to the first year being home?
Yeah, first year, a little bit of a whirlwind, just between the trade, a new contract, being with a new team, being at home. Going into the fourth year now, got, definitely all settled and, just loving the chance that I'm getting. Not everybody gets the opportunity to, play big league baseball in the city they grew up in for such a, storied franchise. So I'm enjoying it.
How are you handling the ticket requests?
Friends and family have been pretty good to me, actually, from the start. So it could have been worse.
Matt, I like talking to veteran players about spring experiences because I feel like there's always, for veterans, there's one like loud voice in camp that you seem to hear everywhere, right? You're on a backfield, you hear him. You're in the the quote unquote big league park, you hear him. You're in the clubhouse, you hear him. Is it a teammate? Is it a coach? Is it maybe a fan? Like, who's that one voice that you seem to hear throughout camp?
We kind of got a group, and it's made up of Acuna, Ozuna, Arcia, and Ozzy. It's nonstop, but I enjoy it. So I like to poke and prod when I can and stir up some commotion. How's your Spanish? You habla at all? I habla a little bit. Okay, but I would say it's not good. They can absolutely talk some trash behind my back without me knowing. But I'll catch a couple phrases here and there and chime in when I can.
No, that sounds like a fun group and a fun infield at that. A lot of guys around. You brought up Acuna. How's Ronald looking? How's he moving? How's he feeling? What do you see it?
He looks awesome. He's working his tail off over here. You can tell. He's always, in the gym with strength guys in the training room, trying to get right. Seen some video of him taking BP and out on the field taking some live at bats. He looks great. Obviously, there's going to be, some last steps of just recovering from an injury like that. Being able to cut and stop and run and those kind of things. But all the baseball activity we've seen from him that's Ronald Acuna.
Well, the one thing you guys have done real well, I know last year you got hit with the injury bug, the team did, but guys play every day. You played, the last 3 years you played all 162. I remember back when we played, that was kind of the goal. Everybody wanted to play 162. It's different in today's generation. So what's the mindset for you? And is that something you guys talk about collectively as a team, or is that just you individually?
No, I think it's a team. It's something we want to do. I think guys understand their value, understand the value of being on the field, and you can't help the team win from the bench. So,
do you train differently than maybe other teams?
I don't know. I always kind of look at it as like you got to have a good off season. From the third or fourth day of spring and after, you're never at 100%. So if you can take that 100% up a little higher in the off season, kind of set that bar, you're going to dwindle down as the season goes on. But if you can, kind of raise that level in the off season, you'll be in a better spot. And we enjoy going out there and playing every day. You also don't want to be the guy who has an off day in our clubhouse because you're
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is the Grapefruit League down in Florida. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing shortstop for the Detroit Tigers, it's Sweeney, batting .269 on the season with 1 home run and 3 RBI. Batting second, playing left, Kerry Carpenter, 1 home run, 4 RBI, 385 clip. Malloy is the designated hitter with 4 RBIs and a 348 average, followed by Keith at first base, batting .259 on the spring training season. Young is at third base, batting .136 on the spring, 3 for 22. Dingler is behind home plate with 1 home run, 5 RBI, and a .278 average. McKinstry is batting 7th with the 176 average. Ibanez following him up, batting 8th and playing 2nd, batting 292 with a home run and 5 RBI. And Kreidler is in center field, the 158 average, 1 RBI, 1 stolen base. On the mound for the Detroit Tigers, it's Jack Flaherty. He'll be going head-to-head with Grant Holmes. Leading off and playing second base for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ozzie Albies, batting 167 on the spring. Austin Riley batting second, playing third. The Rake has 1 home run, 2 RBIs, and a 292 clip. Matt Olson, 2 home runs, batting third and playing first. 5 RBI and a 227 average. While Marcell Ozuna is the designated hitter with 1 home run, 4 RBI, and a 261 average. Batting fifth and playing right, it's Kid Kelnick. 2 home runs, 2 RBI, a 211 average. Eli White is batting sixth and playing short, giving Arcia the day off. He has 1 home run, 2 RBI, and a 471 average. Chadwick Tromp is behind home plate and batting 7th. He's 3 for 12 on the spring with an RBI. Capel is in left field and batting 8th. 4 RBI, 1 stolen base, and a 273 clip. And Marisnick is in center field for your Atlanta Braves, giving Michael Harris II the day off. He's 4 for 18 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate today, it's Tyler Jones. Chad Fairchild is at first. Your second base umpire is Chris Segal, and down the third base line, it's Ben May. 73 degrees here in Northport, Venice, Florida. The wind blowing left to right field at about 12 miles an hour. We're set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Let's get your game face on, y'all. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
All right, time for some roll call. We'll make this short and sweet as we're up against time. Good to see you, David S. Charles Fritz. Good to see you, Joe. James, good to see you. Hellion is in the house today. Who else am I missing here? I'm assuming John, but I haven't seen him yet. Nicole, good to see you. I'm assuming Edward Spry's in here lurking around. I think I already said Charles Fritz, and I know I said James. I think everybody's just saying hi to each other. Good to see everybody. If we missed you, go ahead and jump in here. Good for you to be here, James and Charles and Hellion. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. We'll be back in a flash.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. Why, we'll send you the play-by-play. And your seat right bang behind home plate. So, let's see what's going on the docket. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fans and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball!
All right. Mr. Kenny Powers is warming up, so let's do it.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Kenny Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Grant Holmes getting his final warm-up tosses. Beautiful day here at Cool Today Park. Looks like the high is going to be in the mid-70s and slight breeze blowing from left to right. Braves are wearing their classic blue tops with Atlanta across the chest. Their spring training uniforms has been for the last several years. Atlanta across the chest in red on the blue tops with the red stripes down the chest. Tomahawk underneath the word Atlanta, all outlined in white. Numerals on the back in red outlined in white, and the names in white on the back. They're wearing their 2025 spring training ball cap. Red ball cap with the blue bill and the blue A outlined in white on the front. Tigers are wearing their road gray pants and blue tops with the orange D over the left chest. We're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Holmes comes set. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. First pitch on the way is a pop-up. High in the sky, can of corn. Who wants it? Eli White makes the first play over there. F6 in your scorecard. What a way. One down. Eli White in for Arcia. It's interesting that he's in there today because he's played a ton of second base, but they're seeing if he can handle the shortstop position. Man, would that be a blessing in disguise if we could have him play shortstop and have him to be able to come off the bench to do that during the season. It really expands your bench. It may be a sign that they're not planning on keeping someone like a Cairo. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup is right down the pipe. Just misses the plate for a ball. It's 1-0. Kerry Carpenter really came into his own last year, batting second, playing left field. Righty-lefty. The curveball misses outside wide. 2-0. 2-0 count. Mallow on deck. Keith in the hole. Grant Holmes fighting for one of those last spots in the rotation. The 2-0 from Holmes. Just misses outside, 3-0. So they're really, all three pitches have been off the plate. They are not willing to give one in to Carpenter. With the wind blowing out to right field, you can imagine why. He's one of their better power hitters. The 3-0 to Carpenter. Fastball. That one looked like it touched the inside track, but he didn't get the call. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first as Tyler Jones. We have not seen him behind home plate before. He sends the first free pass of the day. See if maybe he's going to have a wide strike zone. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch swinging. Ball's hit high into center field. Fairly deep, but catch will be made over there just before the warning track. Marisnik corrals it for a loud out, number 2. There's Edward. Good to see Edward. John is in here. I figured he was. Figured he might just be refilling his drink. So 2 out. Carpenter, pretty good lead at first. Here's the first pitch. Is down and in to the left-handed bat of the Detroit Tigers first baseman, Colt Keith. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Nice pitch. That was a nice snapping slider right there. Came all the way from the right side into the left side of the plate. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch swung on, chopped up the middle. Should be played by Eli White. He could have stepped on the bag, but he decides to fire it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. Tigers put one on, but can't get them across. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves country. 0-0 your score. We'll grab the bats when we come back. Here are your 2025 American League West PECOTA projections. The Athletics are being predicted with 71 wins and 91 losses. Los Angeles Angels, 75 wins and 87 losses. While the Seattle Mariners are being projected with 85.9 wins and 76.1 losses. Houston Astros, 87.9 on the win total, 74.1 in the L column. And the Texas Rangers to bounce back from a terrible 2024 after their 2023 World Series run with 90 wins and 71 losses, winning the AL West crown. Braves Country Radio 2025 AL West predictions. We'll put the LA Angels in last place. A lot of questions in the pitching staff and a bloated payroll. There's not a lot of maneuvering the Angels can do to bring in the talent. In fourth place, we'll put the Seattle Mariners there, hovering around 78 wins. In third place, and showing their age, the Houston Astros will fall below the pack with a record just over 500. And the Texas Rangers finishing in second with about 86 wins. Making our big shocker of the year, give us the Athletics to win the AL West in their new home in Sacramento with a good young offense and an underrated pitching staff to sneak the AL West crown with about 88 wins. And that's your Braves Country Radio 2025 Pacoda projections. Make sure to tune in Wednesday, March 26th for Braves Country Radio's 2025 preview show. We'll do predictions for all 30 Major League Baseball teams, give you our picks for division winners, wild card teams, along with MVP and Cy Young predictions. That's Wednesday, March 26th, right here on Braves Country Radio. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies, who is leading off with the absence of Jerks and Profar. Pitch misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Jack Flaherty back with the Tigers, the 1-0. Right-handed, fires one there on the outer part of the plate. Good pitch on the outer edge. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and brings it. Swing, chops it over towards first. He's going to ground it foul towards the first base side. 1-2. Flaherty came back on a one-year deal. I think he was surprised, and I'll be honest, I was a little surprised he didn't get a little more fanfare in the free agent market. The 1-2. Fastball ripped over to second. Good defensive play over there at second base by the Tigers. Ibanez came over and got in good position, scooped it, flips it to first, 4-3 put out, one away. One down. Righty-righty matchup. Austin Riley takes the first pitch, chops it between home and third, foul towards the dugout. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it in the dirt. 2-1. Tigers are wearing their dark blue with the red, or excuse me, the orange D. I always call it the Magnum PI D because it always reminds me of the hat that he wore back in the day. And they've got an orange cap with a tiger over it. There's the 1-1 down and away, 2-1. Pretty sharp looking cap especially for a spring training cap. I always feel like you give people a little more leeway on the spring training caps. The 2-1, swing and a miss just under his hand, looked like the sinker. 2-2. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Bottom of the first inning. The 2-2 pitch to Riley. Down and away, ball 3. So we got a full count here to Riley. Standing on deck is the Ice House, Matt Olson. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Braves were a minus 160 on the money line coming into today's game. The over-under was 9.5. The 3-2 swung on and lifted high and deep. Well, the wind knocked it down. It will just before the warning track for a loud out number 2. I think if that wind's going the other direction, Riley might have gotten his second home run of the spring. Instead, that'll bring 2 outs and Matt Olson to the plate. Matt Olson. We've got a couple of extra clips to play for you that we didn't get to in the pregame show, as he was being interviewed this morning just before the game. First pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty lefty, the 1-0 right there at the knees. 1-1. Jack Flaherty figures to be a shoe-in for the second, maybe the third spot in the order. It's the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. Of course, the Tigers have just like the Braves, they have the defending Cy Young champ on their roster. Braves with Chris Sale and the Tigers with Tarek Skubal, both left-handers. The 1-2 brings it inside, just misses. Full count. 2-2, evens up the count. If you haven't seen Scooble pitch much, he is something to behold. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the ball gets away a little bit, but not far enough for Olson to run. That'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We had one loud out, but that was about it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. This is your Braves Country Radio Sports Flash. Matt Olson on Hitting Dingers on Sunday afternoons.
For me, the power comes when I'm taking good at-bats and putting good swings on it. I understand that I am a power guy, but that's, not how I view myself going up to the plate. I go up to be a hitter, and I can be a good hitter who has power. So we're all kind of the same with that. We got a lot of guys who got some juice, but you're up there to take good at-bats.
Hey, when we watch you guys play, and we always think we're smart over here, right, in the studio, and we always think we are onto stuff. And one of the things I think I'm onto with you is Sunday day games, Matt Olson hits for power. Does that at all enter in your mind, or is it coincidence? Is it even accurate?
I don't know. We'd have to dig into the numbers there. Maybe we get some better winds blowing out on day games. Maybe that's something to do with it. Just get it up in the wind at Truist.
Hey, Matty, we appreciate the visit today. We wish you luck this year. Love watching you swing the bat, dude. Big things for the Braves, and we appreciate the time today.
Thanks, fellas.
Braves Country Radio and American Rebel Beer. It sounds and tastes like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, Mac Magee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is a high chopper off the mound. He'll reach back and grab it, flip it to first, and it's a quick put out. 1-3 in your scorecard. Here as we begin the second inning. Dylan Dingler stands in. First pitch on the way. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch is a P at the knees on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Top of the second inning. The 1-1. Swung on, chopped over to third. Riley's got it, fires it across the diamond. A laser over to Matt Olson. And it's a quick second out here to begin the second inning. Two down, and Zach McKinstry, the batter. Righty-lefty matchup, batting 176 this spring. First pitch. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. I see what y'all are talking about with Matt Olson. I notice that a lot when I'm doing these clips, and usually I have time to cut it out, to clip it out because it bothers me, but I didn't have time for it today, so I just let it go. The 1-1, right there on the outer edge, 2-1. What really gets me is when I'm watching like the news or a talk show in general, and it's someone who is professionally paid every day to speak, and all they throw is the ums and the ands left and right. The 2-1 pitch, swung on, rips it over to first. Matt Olson will step on the bag, and that will end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Hey, babe.
What?
You want to put your ranch in my hidden valley?
That ain't no hidden valley. It's a damn canyon you got down there.
Couch.
I was just kidding.
Working with the Braves for the last couple of years, it's very frustrating. I can't stand giving away outs. I can't stand strikeouts. I can't deal with guy on third, less than 2 outs, not hitting a ground ball to shortstop or second base to get that run in. I can't stand every once in a while not laying down a bunt for your best hitters. All these things that really help you accumulate numbers, they don't care, 100 RBIs, so what? I want to hit 40 dingers. And, this is truly a chicks dig the long ball kind of era. I think having worked with Alex Anthopoulos, they want slug and they want guys who get on base at a high clip, but they don't promote enough, I think, the getting on base part. In order to score runs, you got to get those guys on base.
Base hit, right field. Here comes one run in. Schmidt is going to score it, and it's a 2-0 ball game.
Jumping out to a lead in the 6th game of the World Series really relaxed us.
He's had a big series thus far. Look at that reaction.
He was allowed to let his hair down and show some emotion. And I think the fans of Philadelphia, they finally went, wow, this guy, he is down-to-earth type of guy. He shows emotion.
The fans in this ballpark are beginning to smell their first World Championship.
And that was kind of the defining point in Mike Schmidt's career. After struggling, after having these ups and downs, finally lived up to all the hype.
The 1-2 pitch, that ball got it quick. The Philadelphia Phillies are the champions of the world.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Braves Country Baseball, Mr. Marcell Ozuna, the Big Zoo, stands in. First pitch swinging. A whack and a miss. It's 0-1. It's funny, as soon as we were talking about that, Chipper clip comes on. He's got 7 you-knows in a row. The 0-1. Down and in. 1-1. Is the movie Meet the Millers or The Millers, whatever it is, but that clip, we've got it somewhere. I don't know where it is. But when the dad is talking to the kid trying to date his daughters, the 1-1, right there off the edge for a strike 1 and 2. And he makes the comment because he's constantly saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the dad, it's one of my favorite clips because he says, I do know what you're saying, and I appreciate you checking in on me. The 1-2. Outside wide 2-2. And everybody does it to a degree, but when it's that repetitive, it becomes comical. 2-2 count, nothing your score. Here's the pitch. Down and away, full count. Marcell Ozuna, 1 home run on the spring. They've moved him around in the lineup up and down 3rd, 4th, and 5th this spring as the payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's hammered foul over the first base dugout. We'll do it again. My guess is if we go up against a right-hander on opening day and everybody's healthy and we have Profar back, Profar will lead off and will probably have Ozzie bat second. But if they don't bat Ozzie second, as the payoff pitch swung on, chops it over towards short. It's a slow rolling ball, but the Big Zoo does not run well. It's going to be an easy 6-3 put out on away. But if they decide to drop Ozzie in the order, which is very likely, especially if he doesn't heat up, you would think it would be Profar, Riley, Olson, and then Ozuna batting 4th. If they do put Ozzie in that 2-hole, as Jared Kelenic stands in, first pitch to Kid Kelenic, it off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. If they do that, then I would think you're just going to extend the lineup down, and Ozuna will probably bat 5th. The 1-0, outside wide, 2-0. I think I prefer the idea of having our best hitters hit early and often, and I don't hate the idea of Ozzie being behind Ozuna, because you need some kind of a bat to protect him. And, of course, all this changes once Acuna comes back, hopefully in May. The 2-0 right there off the plate. Called for a wide strike, 2-1. 2-1 count. Brings it. Swing. Fouls it away. 2-2. Beautiful day here at Cool Today Park. See that wind blowing. You got all three flags out there. The Florida, the U.S., and the Braves flag are all whipping in the wind. They were saying 12 miles an hour at first pitch. That looks closer to 20. The 2-2. Outside wide, 3-2. So a full count to Kid Kelenic. Standing on deck is the Book of Eli, which is high for him to hit that high, but considering he's got Tromp, Capel, and Marisnik behind him, not really. The payoff pitch swung on, and that ball is dragged over towards first base dugout. A few feet past where Brian Snitker is standing. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. One down, bottom of the second. The payoff pitch, down and in, ball 4. So we get our first base runner of the day. And Kid Kelenic will head on down to first. One on, one out. We'll have speed on the base paths with Eli White standing at the plate and Kelenic at first. You would think this would be a difficult duo to double up. Here's the first pitch to Eli, who's batting .471 on the spring. Takes a slider. Down and away, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's ripped into left center field. That ball is going to be caught at the warning track for a loud out number 2. Kelenic almost made it to second base before he realized that ball was going to be caught. Once again, that wind knocked it down. Eli's not really someone that you want getting the ball up in the air like that, but I think on a normal day, that ball may make it out of there. They are trying to corral something out there. I can't tell if that's a possum or what that is. It's just above the right center field wall. First pitch on the way to Chadwick Tromp is up high for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Didn't really look like a possum, but it was just kind of laying there like one. 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. Good to see you, Gary. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Flaherty comes set. Turns around, flips it over to first to keep Kelenic close by. Chadwick Tromp batting .250 on the spring. He gets one down in the gap. You would think Kelenic has a decent chance to score. That wind is pushing everything to right field. The 1-1 below the knees. Ball 2, 2-1. 2-1 count. We are really starting to hit March Madness. You got your conference tournaments going on this week. We'll try to keep you up to date as those go into full effect Thursday and Friday. The 2-1 swung on and fouled back out of play, 2-2. I believe the ACC tournament starts today. I think the SEC doesn't start until tomorrow. I haven't kept up with it like I normally do. I've been watching a lot of the smaller conference tournaments. I did see that Cincinnati was leading at the half over Oklahoma State. The 2-2 from Flaherty. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it back towards the mound. It's going to be a tough play, but with Tromp running, he's got plenty of time. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. Braves get one on, but can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Spring training baseball, Cool Today Park.
If your broad tells you the dishwasher's broken, tell her she looks fine. Be a man.
There is alcohol in the house and pot growing in the backyard.
I'm a single father trying to raise my son the best way I can.
Things would be better if I had a mommy.
Spend the night. It'll be good for the boy.
I get frustrated when I hear guys say, you know me, I'm from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I don't play that.
I don't play that from Brooklyn. And you're like, I've been to Brooklyn. They've like artesian ice cream. It's not what you think it is. Like everyone's in skinny pants and skinny boots.
Yeah,
and
they're like, not that part of Brooklyn.
Not that part of real Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn.
He deserved it. He's so great for so long. It's just really happy for him.
You know, Mike, you could just see it was almost like a sort of a weight was sort of lifted, like we did it.
Whew. It turned out to be one of the great things in Philadelphia sports history, if not the greatest. And for me to be in the middle of it and winning the MVP of the World Series, I guess that's the pinnacle of my career, being on a world champion, having that ring.
He performed under pressure. He won the championship. He saw the parade. He saw the fans cheering him. He saw how much they loved him.
It was so much fun to look out from that parade and see all these faces. These were the fans that, that rooted for us, and probably a lot of them the fans that had booed us and me. It was more of a jumping from the whole negative vibe of Philly into a more passionate relationship.
I think that as much as anything else calmed him a little bit. Like it didn't take away those moments where he still struggled, but I think being on that float and winning that championship, I think it did wonders for Mike.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Here on Braves Country Radio, it is inning number 3 for Grant Holmes. Fires the first pitch down and away for a ball, missing 1-0, and finishes that up with a 1-0 down and away 2-0. So a 2-0 count from Holmes. Kicks and fires. Fastball high and in. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Up top for a strike, 3-1. Banez the batter. Righty-righty matchup. Kreidler on deck. Top of the order follows the 3-1. Swing! Fouls it straight back, 3-2. Three-two count. Holmes brings it inside, gets him on the inner part. Looked like he got him on the elbow on the left arm. So one on and nobody out. Banez with decent speed, the second baseman. Kreidler, center fielder, going to be a hard combo to double up. They're going to flip it over to first, keep Banez close by. Good to see you, Lane. We're just a couple of weeks away from opening day. Can you believe it? First pitch on the way is inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 4:10 first pitch on opening day on that Thursday, March 27th. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. 1-1 count. 2 weeks from today will be the final spring training game. It's a 4 o'clock affair versus the Cubs out in the Cactus League, the 1-1. Swing and a miss 1-2. Braves they're playing their final 2 games in the Cactus League as they make their way out west into San Diego to start the season. We have a 4-game series against San Diego to start it off in San Diego, and then a 3-game series at the Dodgers. And then we'll come home to open up Truist Park against the Marlins. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. 1 away, good pitch. One on, one out, Trey Sweeney. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch is a bender down below the ankles. It's 1-0. It would stand to reason that Chris Sale, the defending Cy Young champ, gets the opening day nod. And then the big question is, I think they probably give it to Schwellenbach on the second day and then Raylo, but they could flip-flop. It depends on how they want to set up the series at home. The question becomes, who do you want to open at Truist Park? The 2-0, right there at the knees on the outer edge, 2-1. And we'll find out soon enough, but will the Braves start playing the essential 6-man rotation early in the season? 2-1 is right there for a strike on the outer edge, 2-2. Last year, Chris Sale pitched in the 3rd game against the Phillies. Remember, it was Fried and Strider that started it off. 2-2. Outside wide, full count. Trump paused before he threw it back to Grant Holmes up there on the mound. Don't think he liked that call at all. It's Tyler Jones behind the plate. He's really been squeezing the pitchers. The payoff pitch runner goes, ball 4, and I think that runner would have had that stolen with ease no matter what. Trump went to jump up to make the throw and lost his balance, tripped over something. It looked like his back foot might have got stepped on by the dopey umpire. Not that it mattered, but something dragged his foot as he was trying to get up. Maybe old Tyler Jones has a little cash on the over on this one. First pitch on the way is a check swing. Goes around for a strike. It's 0-1. Carpenter, the batter. Realistically, the most dangerous bat in the Detroit Tiger lineup. Batting .385 this spring. Last year, does he go 1 off the plate? 1-1. He had a .284 average with 932 OPS, along with 18 home runs. And he really is the heir apparent to the face of the franchise. 27-year-old Carpenter is the 1-1. It looked like he went around, did he? He did, 1-2. He is from Eustis, Florida. He played his college ball at Virginia Tech. It's a roundabout way to find your way as a Detroit Tiger. Came up with the Tigers in 2022 and was one of their top prospects. And been really... He's the 1-2. Swung on, chopped foul. Got a piece of Tromp as the ball rolled away. We'll do it again, 1-2. It's been one of those guys. And I'll tell you what, I've seen him in a few interviews over the years. He's a very likable character. I'd say he's got to be one of their fan favorites. I would think the Tiger fans out there, most of them are out there scooping up the Kerry Carpenter jerseys. The 1-2 to Carpenter. Inside, pitch nowhere near the zone. 2-2. And it doesn't help those sales, the fact that he looks like he's straight from Central Casting. 2-2 count. Deuces wild. 2 on. A 2-2 count. Number 2 hitter standing in the box. Here's the pitch. Way outside wide, ball 3. Grant Holmes is having a hell of a time finding the strike zone now. Seems like this would be a perfect opportunity for someone to go out there and have a chat. And I'd say if this was the regular season, they probably would, but they're going to let him twist in the wind. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It was a foul tip. Trump did a great job of holding on to that one. Man, good job there. Two away. Two down. First pitch on the way from Holmes to the right-handed bat of Malloy, the designated hitter. Takes an inside strike. He didn't like it. It's 0-1. Malloy hammered one in deep into right center field his last time up. The wind knocked it down to keep it in the park. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Up top for a strike. Fastball. 0-2. Holmes, one strike away from getting out of this jam. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. The 0-2 is in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Holmes comes set, brings it. Inside that, get him. It looked like it did. It did. And Holmes has now loaded the bases. Second batter he has hit. He is struggling with his command. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Now the question comes, how much longer do they let him pitch? Because of the pitch count they usually have these guys on in the spring per inning. They could always bring him back for the 4th. But I'd say Colt Keith may be the last batter he sees. Righty-lefty matchup, cleanup hitter. First pitch on the way is a curveball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Fastball chopped over to second. Ozzy's got it. Fires it over to first, and that'll end the inning. 4-3 put out. Kenny Holmes. Grant Holmes. Kenny Powers gets in trouble, but he gets out of the jam.
I play real sports. Not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Kenny Powers. I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Say the weird thing.
I'm a grown-ass man, but I still confuse the 2 words idea and ideal. It's not an idea situation.
Who's ready for some Rickey Henderson stories? Rickey is. After striking out in a game in Seattle, the next batter was walking past him and heard him say, "Don't worry, Rickey, you're still the best." He once asked a teammate how long it would take him to drive to the Dominican Republic. In his first season with the Padres, he boarded the team bus and was looking for a seat when Steve Finley said, "You have tenure, sit wherever you want." To which Rickey replied, "Tenure? Rickey's been in the league at least 16, 17 years. After he broke Ty Cobb's career record for runs with a home run, he capped it off by sliding into home plate. When Rickey and the Mets stayed in a hotel in Cincinnati less than a mile from the field, instead of walking or taking the bus, Rickey pulled up in a stretch limo. After telling Will Clark he was going to steal second base, the Giants pitched out but couldn't throw him out. Afterwards, he jumps up and stares and points at Will Clark saying, "I told you, Thrill. Rickey gone, Rickey gone." Despite only winning 1 gold glove in his career, he sometimes signed 2 gold gloves when autographing stuff for fans. In 1985, there was a strike that lasted 2 days. Rickey ended up missing a doubleheader when play resumed because he didn't know the strike was over. In his 1976 high school yearbook, it says, "Being cool is what Rickey Henderson practices all day." With the new MLB rules, how many stolen bases would Rickey Henderson have if he played today?
During the celebrations, Stengel fell off a bar stool and broke his hip. It took a long time to heal, and he and management finally agreed that it was time for him to quit.
Recognition of these services, this number will be retired, never worn by another Mets player, and placed in a glass case here at Shea Stadium in appreciation of your services.
Thank you very much. I hope they don't make a mummy under that glass case. Make a mummy out of me and keep me there that long.
I'd like to see them give that number 37 to some young player so it can go on and do some good for the Mets. But the Mets finished 10th again. The biggest crowd at Shea Stadium that year came to see the Beatles.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Jack Flaherty is back out there for another inning. First pitch is right there on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to the left-handed bat of Capel, playing left field today. Catches it for a strike, 0-2. He's going to call time for a second. Jerickson Profar would be playing left field in a game like today. My guess is they're going to wait till at least next weekend before they try to give him any kind of at-bats with that bone bruise. The 0-2 down and away, 1-2. They may DH him. See if there's some split squad games that they can get him into. The 1-2. Down and in, 2-2. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. The 2-2 pitch. Swing! That ball's lifted into center field. Drifting over, making the catch for the Tigers in center field is Kreidler, one away. Yeah, I'm with you, James. I always want them to win. I don't care if it is a spring training game. First pitch on the way to Marisnik is inside for a ball. Now they're going to call that a strike. Okay, it's 0-1. He's at a really wide strike zone today. The 0-1 righty-righty matchup. Number 9 hitter Marisnik stands in. Swing! That ball's lifted. Hammered high and deep, but plenty foul. He got way out in front of that one. It's going to be 0-2. He slammed that ball into the seats. Foul on the left field side into the shaded area. That came really close to hitting the top of that concession stands out there way deep into left field. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chase the bender down below his knees to away. That'll bring the top of the order up. Ozzie Albies the batter. Left-handed side of the batter's box, the switch hitter. Open stance from the left side, takes the first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Flaherty dialing up at 94 miles an hour. The 1-0. Swing. Rips it foul. Down the line, first base side, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. Bottom of the third inning here at Cool Today Park. The pitch, down and in. Looks like it might have been his sinker. Lost a little control on that one. Maybe the slider. 2-1. Two-one count. Swing. Hammers it over to first. Calling it all the way is Colton Keith, the first baseman. He'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly once again. We have got a hitless ball game on both sides of the docket. We'll be back in a flash here in Braves country.
Hey, y'all know them trucks that go I want one like that.
Do you know them? No. But in the club, we all fam. What? In the club, we all fam. In the club, we are all family. Are you racist?
These stats and facts are so crazy they will make you spit out your drink. If you're making an all-star team and you want to win, you best put Steve Garvey on that team. Over his career, he appeared in 10 all-star games, and the National League won every single one of them. It didn't matter who you put on the mound. Rickey could hit. While playing for the Yankees in 1987, he had home runs in consecutive innings, one off of Phil Niekro and the other one off of Steve Carlton. That's the first time in history a player hit home runs off of two 300-game winners in the same game. Holy rainout. Over a span of 4 consecutive days from May 14th to May 17th in 1945, every scheduled game in the American League was rained out. The first and only time that has ever occurred. The human vacuum cleaner, Brooks Robinson, was known for his defense. But did you know defense against him is the reason for one of his records, hitting into the most triple plays? Rube Waddell, dominant pitcher, interesting human, had the unique distinction of being born on Friday the 13th in 1876, and his death occurred on April Fool's Day in 1914. Nolan Ryan pitched long enough in the majors to strike out 7 different father and son combinations. Harvey Haddix once threw 12 perfect innings in a game against the Braves, and still managed to lose the game. Joe Sewell only struck out 3 times during the entire 1930 season, or the equivalent of 353 at-bats. 2 of those strikeouts occurred in the same game. Cy Young has an MLB record 749 complete games. No active pitcher has even 749 starts. Babe Ruth has the same amount of career shutouts as Pedro Martinez. Don Mattingly hit 6 grand slams in his career. All 6 of them happened during the 1987 season.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Grant Holmes fires the first pitch outside to begin the 4th inning for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 chopped over to second. Ozzie Albies has it. He'll flip it to first. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out to start the 4th inning. 1 away. You wonder sometimes when you see these guys swinging early in these spring games, not really working the count, and they're just swinging and hacking early. You wonder sometimes if these starters are looking at this beautiful weather and going, you know, I could get at least 9 in if I get in and out of this game within the next hour. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball at the knees. Just misses 1-1. One count. Swing, chops it back behind home plate, 1-2. Who was it last season that kept jumping in the chat and screaming at Olson to stop playing golf? I think it was Yelton, but I could have that mixed up because he yells at everybody. It always made me laugh because he would just go on this rant about Olson playing golf. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got it. 2 away. Two down. That'll bring up the number 7 batter, McKinstry. He's 0 for 1. Righty-lefty matchup. The right fielder stands in. First pitch. Good. Fastball on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Zach McKinstry, right fielder for the Tigers. He's from Toledo, Ohio. Was drafted by the Dodgers in 2016. Went to Central Michigan. 0-1 off the plate, 1-1. You're not going to see that anymore. He was picked 1001 back in the 33rd round. They cut that down to 20 rounds shortly after the pandemic. The 1-1 swing ripped into right field, and that's going to get down for a base hit, and it's the first base hit of the day for either team here in the top of the fourth. There have been some base runners with hit by pitch and walks, but that is the first clean base hit of the day. One on, two out. First pitch on the way, righty to Ibanez is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Ibanez batting .292 on the spring. Swing and a miss. Slider down and away. He was trying to pull that towards the third base side and open himself up. It's 0-2. Ibanez last year hit .241 with a .652 OPS. 5 home runs. From Havana, Cuba, the 0-2. Down, misses. 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Tigers nothing. The pitch, swing, chops it over towards second. Ozzie was over there covering the base runner that was trying to steal, and he will easily get the 4-3 put out. If the runner stays put, that would be a much more difficult play, but instead we get the out. We'll grab the bats. When we come back, the Braves will try to get on the hit parade. On this date in 1901, the Cincinnati Enquirer reports Baltimore manager John McGraw signs Cherokee Indian second baseman Charlie Grant. John McGraw trying to pass off the African-American infielder as a Cherokee Indian named Tokahoma. The skipper's scheme to secretly integrate the major leagues unravels in Chicago. White Sox president Charles Comiskey objects to Baltimore's new player after recognizing the second baseman's true identity. On this date in 1933, a very significant earthquake during an exhibition game in Los Angeles sends Chicago Cubs and Giant players scurrying to second base until the tremors stop. The seismic event, which took place along the 46-mile-long Newport-Inglewood Fault, is estimated to be at a magnitude of a 6.3 earthquake. And on this date in 1953, the Brooklyn Dodgers defeat the Athletics 4-2 in the first game played in Holman Stadium, their Grapefruit League Park at the team's spring training facility in Vero Beach, better known as Dodgertown. 55 years later, Carl Erskine, the game's starting pitcher, will return to Dodgertown to play the national anthem on his harmonica as an 81-year-old at the Cubs' last game in the storied facility. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. Austin Riley is your batter. Braves trying to get on the hit parade. Jack Flaherty goes back to work. Bottom of the fourth we go. First pitch is a slider inside, misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to the rake. Down and away, ball 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Flaherty comes set and delivers. Swing! That ball's lifted high, deep down the right field line, but plenty foul. The wind just bent that into the, probably past the crowd, it looked like. The wind here at Cool Today Park, it seems like every day it is just whipping. The 2-1 down and away. 3-1. And it's a beautiful facility and a great location. I just wonder if that ever came into, probably didn't came into their thought process, but you do wonder if this really prepares them for opening day. The 3-1 swung on, pops it up deep down the right field line. Well foul and out of play. Full count. One thing's for sure, when you're playing the infield defense with the pop-ups and everything, it's going to be a piece of cake opening day because we have seen some blunders out there. The payoff pitch, swung and chopped. Smacks the gate right in front of the Detroit Tigers dugout. We'll do it again. The 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Man, that was a close call considering all those pitches he has bent the zone for. I'm surprised he didn't get rung up. It's a good pitch by Flaherty. And realistically, it was a touch off the plate, but he has called so many pitches inside. If we had the ABS system, they definitely would have challenged, both sides would have challenged their allotment by now. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they do implement that ABS. If you're not familiar with the rules on that, is Olson takes the 0-1 outside, evens up the count 1-1. 1 on, nobody out. You're going to have 2 challenges, but you'll keep your challenges as long as you're right. So in theory, you could challenge 50 balls and strikes and keep your challenges. The 1-1 swing and miss, 1-2. It'll be interesting to see what the game plan will be from the managers. They can't call the challenges, but the players can. It has to be the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter. And what kind of system they'll have already talked about is the 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. Are you going to always keep those last 2 challenges for later in the game? And if so, if the umpire knows that, he's not going to be on pins and needles until about the 5th or 6th inning. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, chased a sinker down and away, 1 down. The flip side to that, you go out there nuts and start challenging early in the game and you lose all your challenges, then it doesn't matter what the umpire calls because you're going to be out of challenges. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, it's definitely going to spice up the game, James. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm so tired of these umpires with just ridiculously bad strike zones and no accountability. The 0-1 right down the pipe, 0-2. I was hoping we would get it there to this year, but it doesn't appear there's much of a chance that they bring it in. But I would think by next year we do have it. The 0-2. Inside, 1-2. I was interested last night. I don't know what made me think of it, but I started looking up the history of the instant replay for the NFL and Major League Baseball and how it all transpired. I didn't realize that Major League Baseball had waited as long as they did. In my head, it's the 1-2, dribbled over towards short. It's going to be a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Anybody else running down the line, we probably beat that out. That was a slow developing one. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
How come every time you say I'm tired, there's always a parent nearby that's going to say, if you don't have children, you don't know what tired is. But have you guys considered how exhausting it is listening to you complaining about your children all the time? I need a double espresso and 20 milligrams of Adderall just to keep my eyes open around you all sometimes. So, did you save the receipt?
This is the career of Pete Browning. He referred to his eyes as lamps and was said to have stared into the sun to strengthen them. He named his bats after biblical figures and retired them when he felt they ran out of hits. He was primarily an infielder in his first 3 seasons, but was moved to the outfield in 1885 where he stayed until the end of his career. In his first season as a pro in 1882, he led the American Association in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. He had his best season in 1887, scoring 137 runs, amassing 220 hits, stealing 103 bases, and driving in in 118. Twice in the decade he hit for the cycle, once in 1886 and again in 1889. In 1890 he won his third and final batting title, hitting .373 for the Cleveland Infants. His .341 career batting average remains one of the highest in Major League history. What's even more impressive is he did all this despite being deaf from an inner ear condition known as mastoiditis. Because of his condition, he would often appear on the field while drunk, and was even suspended for the final 2 months of the 1889 season for drunkenness. Some say he was the inspiration behind the popular Louisville Slugger line of bats. Even with everything I've told you, he still isn't in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What do you think? Should he be?
I think what baseball is a game that allows people who watch it to think about nothing else. It allows us to feel connected to a place.
On April 20th, 1912, 2 months before the cornerstone was laid for Ebbets Field, Fenway Park opened its doors for the first time. The Red Sox beat the New York Highlanders that afternoon 7-6 in 11 innings, beginning one of the most intense rivalries in baseball.
Welcome back. Grant Holmes going for his 5th inning of work, so that's a telling tale right there. I think it's pretty safe to say that he and Ian Anderson are going to make the starting squad to start the season. And I would think, as the 0-1 down and away, did he go around? He did not. 1-1. I would think we're talking about both of them in the starting rotation. No one else has really jumped out there as the 1-1 misses outside 2-1 slider miss. Two 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Pulled the string on that one. You look at the guys that are still in camp and you look at the different options that they would have. There's really more of a race in the bullpen than there is in that rotation. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with that bender on the outer edge. Nice pitch. Man, oh man. He can get that thing working. He's going to be hard to hit. Talked about it yesterday, but I do think that De Los Santos has a very good chance of making the bullpen along with Buck Farmer. They would love for Angel Perdomo to pitch well the rest of the spring and add that extra lefty, but he hasn't really pitched that well to make that argument. It might end up be as the first pitch is chopped over to first and Olson will step on the bag, 2 down. Probably more of a opportunity for Diekman as the left-hander to make the team. But A.J. Smith-Shawver, I still think they're going to try to develop him and not rush him and have him ready for let's just say Ian Anderson doesn't make it and he craps the bed, right? You're going to need someone like a A.J. Smith-Shawver to be ready down in the minors. And they can also monitor his innings a lot easier that way. The 1-0, outside wide 2-0. Of course, you always got Hurston Waldrop. We didn't even get a chance to see Hurston pitch in the spring. As soon as the spring training broke, it was just a few days after that, they sent him down. Those were really the two guys that you would look at as threats to take one of those last jobs. But Shawver finished his last outing pretty well, but he was terrible at the beginning. The 2-0 down and away, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Carpenter digs in the pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. 2 outs. I'd like to see Holmes get through this inning. Grant has given up just the 1 hit so far. 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 1 hit through 4 2/3. The first pitch on the way. Slider just misses down and away. It's 1-0. That's one of those pitches. If he's got 2 strikes on a guy, or even one, the guy might lunge at it. The 1-0 to the DH, swing, fouls it down the line, out of play, 1-1. This is the most we've done as far as spring training so far since we've started Braves Country Radio. And I'll be honest, at the beginning, I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it or not, but I really have enjoyed these spring training games. The 1-1, chops it back foul, 1-2. Seeing some of these young guys develop, and in years past, at the beginning, we didn't even think to do them. I think we did like 2 that first spring that we were doing games. And then after that, we were doing as many as we could, but they weren't broadcasting a lot of them. The 1-2, down and away. He did not go around 2-2. I think some of it may have to do with the fact that we have so many question marks going into this season in the back end of our roster. The previous 2 years, there were very few questions. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry, and I'll tell you what, if that was it for him, what an outing by Kenny Powers, Grant Holmes.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Kenny Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
You know, hypothetically, how would one convince their brain that the fight or flight response is meant for like life and death situations and not trying out a new grocery store? Just curious.
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say ELGSES, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
Now that you guys are back, I have something to tell you.
What's up, girlie?
All the Canadians and Australians were making fun of you guys. They were all dissing you. They were talking about the metric system.
Girl, I don't know what the metric system is, but the only metric they beat America at is being gay.
They said that you guys suck and all you do is carry Glocks and guns everywhere.
Yeah?
They said they're gonna steal all your fame and fortune and you guys are not gonna come back to anything else.
Oh, honey, thanks for looking out, but I don't think we have much to worry about. Because if you think about it, the Brits stole all the spices in the planet and did with it. So what are they going to do with TikTok without us? And the Australians, stealing's in their DNA. They were a prison colony. They're the UK's prison pocket. All your most hardened criminals, you sent them off somewhere and they couldn't even kill birds? Losers. Oh, and before you guys get your nuts in a bunch about my use of the word gay, listen to me. I'm not talking about butt stuff. I'm talking about, hey, that's green. No, that's mint.
And Martin has a very valid argument here. And if he wins this, there will be chaos.
McCullen just turns around and...
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well,
he is. He's out. Yes, sir.
Pretty exciting moment.
You see him sprinting out there? I thought I kind of walked out, and then I see the video of it after it happened, and my arms are going crazy.
Brett is out, and the team is mad.
I would have maybe gone out there, but a little bit more nonchalant, let's talk about this.
He had his hand down like he was going to hit it.
Forcibly restrained from hitting plate umpire Tim McClellan.
Welcome back. Kid Kelnick is the batter, and we got a pitching change. Gage has come on, the left-hander for the Detroit Tigers. First pitch on the way is a strike right there to Kelnick. It's 0-1. Matt Gage, 32 years old, 6'3", 265 pounds. The 0-1 swing, foul, grounds it over to second. It's going to be an easy 4-3 put out. 1 down. From Johnstown, New York, and was drafted by the Giants. Gage was back in 2014 out of Siena. Really bounced around the league. That's the thing. If you're a left-handed pitcher, you can find your way into a baseball uniform for quite some time if you're just persistent. First pitch up top, misses high for a ball. It's 1-0. Book of Eli, the batter, chops it foul in between home and third. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Eli White playing shortstop today. He'll fist it over to second. Should be an easy play. It is. 4-3 put out. 2 down. Two down. Braves still looking for that first hit. Chadwick Tromp will see if he can step in and deliver the goods. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs. First pitch. Down and away. It's 1-0. We've seen this on rinse and repeat all spring long. There have been a lot of games where the Braves are hitless to start the game and then they just rattle them off at the end. The 1-0. Frisbee slider right there about belt high for a strike. It's 1-1. I don't know if that's a good sign or not because it's our starters that aren't getting the base hits and our guys who are going to be down in the minors going up against the AA arms. 1-1 lifted into right center field. Coming over, making a hopping catch. I'm not sure if the center fielder out there for the Tigers, Kreidler, needed to make that hop, but he did it anyways. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Nothing at Cool Today Park.
Base out there in safety training and lose a limb on the job. Be a man.
Hey, I might be late to pick you guys up.
Why, do you have a job interview today, Daddy?
No, honey, I'll probably just be way too drunk.
That's good. We don't want you drinking and driving.
Oh, I'll be driving. I'll just be too faced to remember to pick you guys up.
The last conversation I ever had with my dad, the night before he died, if you knew what my dad was like, he wasn't, I love you and I'm sorry. He was a doer, not a talker. And he told me that he went through the same thing when he was a ball player. My dad was a really good baseball player. And this is how you get over this issue. You don't have a mental block. He said you have a temporary loss of confidence. And once the confidence comes back, this thing will dissipate. And so I started working on it in practice, just like he had told me. And I started getting my confidence back in practice. I actually switched him. I took on practice as a game. And so when game time came along, it was like, hey, I've already been through this. I was relaxing. And then when I got through that thing, I went on and I led the league in fielding at my position when I went to the American League. And I was in the top 5 fielding from then on in all the second basemen. So it was about conversations with my dad that helped me get over this. And then oddly enough, after my dad died, about 3 years later, I was talking to my mom about this conversation with my dad. And my mom and dad have been together since the 5th grade. And my mom told me, she said, your dad never had a throwing problem in his life. He just said that because he knew how much I revered his strength and his wisdom. And if he could go through it, then it's not so bad that I'm going through it. And that's how I got my confidence back, by somebody that was selfless enough, like my dad, to tell me this when he never went through a throwing problem, but it helped me get over it. And thankfully, I was one of the very few guys that went through this thing that got over it. A lot of guys don't get over this issue.
Welcome back. Colt Keith, first baseman for the Tigers, digs in, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch bends inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves have a new pitcher, Dylan Covey. We've seen him a few times this spring. 1-0, down and in, 2-0. He's a long shot to make the opening day roster, but still someone that the coaches for the Braves do want to take a look at to see what he has as the 2-0. Right there, first strike, 2-1. 33-year-old from Glendale, California. Drafted by the A's was Covey. Plays college ball at San Diego. The 2-1 swing, rips it over to first. Olson's got it, flips it to Covey, covering the bag, and it is a 3-1 put out, one away. One down. Welcome to the Country Club via James. So we have to switch over to see who it was that, as the first pitch is down and in for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. See, D. Russell Matrix is the 1-0 is fouled away 1-1. Red Rum. I haven't seen old Red Rum's name in a while. Eli, all gifted. Memberships. Welcome back to the country club or welcome in for the first time. The 1-1 from Covey. Looked like it was a curve that didn't curve. 2-1, high and outside. The 2-1. Swing. That ball's belted high and deep. It's up in that jet stream. That ball gone. A solo shot. That wind, if you can get the ball up into that wind in that right field corner, it's going to carry it for you. Just got over the right field wall. Not exactly a hard hit ball, but he got enough air underneath it, and the Tigers have grabbed the 1-0 lead. Really is a nice looking. I'm hoping we get a chance to go to Cool Today Park next year. I have not made it down there yet. First pitch on the way is right there. Misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. We used to go all the time when the spring training facility was in Orlando. The 1-0. Down below the knees. 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. That ball looks like it shot off his ankle. It did. So dead ball, 2-1 count. They're going to give him a chance to kind of walk that off for a second. Two-one count, swing. Fouls it high and into the crowd. First base side, over into the shaded part. 2-2. The 2-2. Swing and bounces it over to third. Riley's got to come in to charge the ball. He'll flip it over to first with no problem. 5-3 in your scorecard, 2 down. In the Big 12 Conference Tournament, Cincinnati leads Oklahoma State. They're putting them away with the Fury. It's 73-56, 4 minutes left in that one. In the ACC tournament, Notre Dame leads Pittsburgh 18-10, about midway through the first. First pitch was outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to McKinstry. It's popped up. High, fighting the wind and the sun, and that ball lands, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet away from Riley and Trump. Neither one of them knew where the hell that ball was. They were both calling for fair catch, and the ball just dropped. And eventually, Riley puts his arms up like, I got it. You get it. I don't know where it is. The 1-1. Just misses off the edge. 2-1. Really squeezing that strike zone on the outer edge. That did look to be off the plate, but he is not giving much out there. 2-1 from Covey. Ripped high into center field. It's falling fast and coming in, trying to make the play is Marisnik, and he's going to fire it back to first. The runner is caught with his hand in the cookie jar. He'll just beat the throw. Olson dropped the relay. I don't think he gets him, but he made it really close. Heads up play by Marisnik. The ball dropped in front of him, and he grabbed it and realized that the runner had taken a long, wide turn. And with his momentum heading towards first base, he fired the ball over there. They about got him. First pitch on the way, swung on and ripped over to short. Eli's got it. Easy 6-4 put out, and that'll end the inning. Tell you what, Eli's looked pretty good over there at short. We might have ourselves a platoon situation. When we come back, the Braves will try to get on the board.
My wife threatened to leave me because of my filthy and disgusting habits. I was so shocked, I almost choked on my toenails.
Now, if you want to crown them, but they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
To protect her home and family in a disaster, Karen was willing to wade through water, mud, and insurance paperwork.
Yeah, I can do this.
You go, Karen! By simply understanding and updating what her insurance covers and doesn't cover now, she'll be better prepared no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hey, buddy, I'll be back. I'm going to run to McDonald's real quick. Didn't they suspend your license today in court? Yeah, what's that got to do with anything? You can't drive with no license, Roy. What are you talking about? Yeah, you can't. I don't use a license to start my truck. What are you going to do if you get pulled over with no license? Same thing I always do when I get pulled over. Run. You're going to get in trouble, man. What are they going to do, take my license? You're going to go back to jail. And guess what? When I get out, I'll drive home. Man, one of these times, they're just not going to let you out of jail. Nah, next time I go to jail, I'm going to be there for a while after what I said to the judge last time. I am on thin ice.
If I want to smoke, I will smoke. If I want to drink, I will drink. If I want to go out, I will go out. Because I'm the one that brings the money in this house. I'm the one with the boss in this house. So if I'm going to go out, you're going to stay here with the kids. You got that? And that's how it is. That's how I'm going to tell her when she gets here.
It travels 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to home, and it can cover that distance at nearly 100 miles an hour. Along the way, it can be made to twist, spin, curve, wobble, rise, or fall away.
Welcome back. Connor Capel will lead us off. We have a new right-hander to introduce you from the Detroit Tigers. As the first pitch on the way is swung on and chopped foul down the first base line. Brendan White, it's 0-1. Brendan White with an 8.1 ERA this spring, 3 innings. The 0-1 down below the knees, 1-1. So 1-1 count. Where are we at on the likes? I see y'all keep. Is the 1-1 fouled away? 1-2. Tigers 1, Braves nothing. Kicks and fires in the dirt. Evens up the count. We'll do it again. Sitting at 133. I mean, that's not terrible considering. I've learned to temper the expectations on those. The 2-2. Down and in. Full count. One of the problems is if you haven't developed a YouTube, what is that referred to as not identity, but the 3-2 pitch is swung on, ripped over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. 1 away. And subscription is the wrong term, but basically, if you're not signing into YouTube, you can't hit the like button. I think some people think it costs something, but nonetheless, Braves trail 1-0. Marisnik. Bottom of the 6th. He'll try to get on. Did he go around the bender in the dirt? They check down the line to the first base umpire on the call. That is Ben May down there. He said he did go around. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. There's a Ben May that follows me on social media, and every time I think of that umpire, I'm like, there's no way it's the same guy, but you just wonder. The 1-1 lifted into center field, coming over. The two outfielders out there in right center almost collide, but making the catch for the Tigers was McKinstry. He had to call off Clark. I'm sorry, that's Campos. Campos is in for McKinstry. They almost had a nasty collision. First pitch on the way is inside. I don't know if that was a strike or not. I don't know if he was saying he went around, but it's 0-1 count to start off Ozzie Albies. The 0-1. Chopped over towards second. Backhanded. That ball's going to get popped up. It's going to get fumbled high in the sky, and Ozzie Albies will reach first. We'll see how they call that. It was going to be a tough play, and I don't know if they were going to get him no matter what, but the ball ricocheted off the glove of the second baseman for the Tigers over there, which after the substitution, that is Montilla. First pitch on the way to Riley is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. They did credit him with the base hit, so the no-hitter is gone. The 0-1 swing. That ball's ripped into center field. That ball is getting down for a base hit. That is a true base hit for sure. And your Atlanta Braves got 2 on, 2 out. And coming to the plate is Big Matt Olson. First pitch on the way to Olson is swung on and chopped foul in between home and third. It's 0-1. The 0-1. We got a pinch runner. More on that in a second. The 0-1 just misses off the plate, but called for a wide strike. It's 0-2. Conley is on to run for Ozzie Albies, and Bunnell is on to run for Riley. So an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Outside wide, 1-2. So in all likelihood, unless they specifically asked to stay in, this is probably Matt Olson's last at bat. He's currently 0 for 2 on the day. The 0-2. 1-2 misses, 2-2. So Matt Olson struck out his first 2 times up. Deuces wild, 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 inside, down and in, ball 3, 3-2. So a full count, which means that both runners will be on the go. Anything that gets down into the gap will give us the lead. Anything that just gets down should give us a tie. Payoff pitch. The right-hander comes set. Here he brings it. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, fighting the sun and fighting the wind. Coming over, making the difficult catch is Clark in center field, and that'll end the inning. Braves get a couple on, but can't get them home. We'll head to the top of the 7th in a 1-0 slobber knocker here in Cool Today Park.
We can't Ruby Dern your frazzle dazzle.
Braves country is AFC South country all season long.
Drive starts at the 1 and looking for a little breathing room, and they get that and plenty more. Derrick Henry still going. Stays in bounds. He might go. 99 yards for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Touchdown, Colts.
Slant, caught, touchdown, Marquise Lee, and he punched the ball into the stands.
Deep, and he's got it. Keelan Cole Touchdown, Jacksonville!
AFC South on Braves Country.
Ford, Chevy, or Dodge?
Chevy all the way. It's the heartbeat of America.
I'm going to go off the reservation on this one. Like,
imagine that.
Now I have an actual American truck. I have a Nissan. You laugh. My truck is made in Tennessee and it's going to spend most of its life in Alabama. That's American. What are we going to do for Chevy? Isn't Chevy made in like Mexico or something? I know Dodge is made in Mexico. So
Chevrolet's made up in Michigan, Detroit City.
that's not America.
Armchair.
Cars from all over America come to find a new home in Florida, just like you. I moved here after the draft. I noticed there was one thing missing from this great town: a celebrity-endorsed used car shop. That's why I founded BJ's Used Autos. Every one of these beauties is freshly painted. They look brand new. We have new models coming in every morning, usually around 2 a.m. We can get you anything. I've taken the skills I've learned as a pro football player to the used car business. Smash, grab, and run like hell.
The bat is made of turned ash, less than 42 inches long, not more than 2 3/4 inches in diameter.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back. First pitch misses outside to Max Clark, the center fielder, for a ball. It's 1-0. Covey back out there, fires the 1-0 pitch and misses inside. 2-0. Okay, Covey back on for his second inning of work. 1 run, 3 hits for the Tigers. No runs, 2 hits for the Braves. The 2-0 swung on, popped up down the left field line. That's going to drop, but just left of the foul line. So it's a harmless strike, 2-1. Braves play the Orioles tomorrow, but it is not being broadcasted anywhere. And then we are back on the call Thursday, 1:05 first pitch against the Philadelphia Phillies. That one I do want to win. The 2-1. Brings it. Swing, rips it over to the right side of the infield. That's going to get scorched through in between second and first, and it's a leadoff single for the Tigers. And then Friday, we have a game 12:45 against Washington. So the rest of the week, it is divisional rivals. First pitch on the way from Covey. 1 on, nobody out. Misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Misses outside. 2-0. 2-0 count. Left-handed bat of Kevin McGonigal. The 2-0 pitches outside wide, ball 3-0. Runner at first deked like he was going to second, but slammed on the brakes. Kevin McGonigal, 20 years old, from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. The 3-0 up top for a strike, 3-1. The shortstop, drafted by the Tigers in 2023, 37th pick overall out of high school. 3-1 count. Covey brings it down and in. Ball 4. So Covey's in a mess here. First and second, nobody out. We begin the 7th inning. That'll bring up the left-handed bat of Tyron Lorenzo. Lorenzo is just 21 years old in his own right. First pitch on the way, swinging, rips it towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get up against the wall. 1 run will score. It's 2-0 Detroit. 2 runs will score as the throw comes to the plate. 3-0 Tigers. And a bases clearing double by Lorenzo, the 21-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. He's the new hind catcher for the Tigers, and he ripped one. Got it up in that wind. It didn't have a lot of air on it, so it got down in a hurry. So runner on second, nobody out. You're following along at home on TV that shows the bases loaded. They are not. They just straightened it up. First pitch is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Malloy the batter, so he stays in as the designated hitter. He's batting .320 on the spring. The 1-0. Inside. 2-0. 2-0 count. Pitch on the way. That pitch is nowhere near the zone 3. I mean, at some point, you got to come get this guy, right? 3-0 count from Covey. Had a solid first inning of work, but he is yet to get an out here. Giving up 2, the 3-0. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. Runners on first and second now. Nobody out. They're going to go out there and talk to him and see if they're going to try to pull him. If he's just going to sit out there and take one for the team in the spring game. Josu Brazeno is coming to the plate. He's yet to have a base hit. He has a .333 OPS. And he just went out there to have a quick chat with them, so I guess Covey twist in the wind out there. Literally, as the wind's twisting towards right field, it still looks like it's, I'd say, still 15 miles an hour plus out there. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way is dribbled over to second. It's going to be a 6-4 putout. Too much speed going down the base paths. Well, they would have had a chance at a double play. It's kind of a strange setup because, honestly, the Braves shortstop on that play, who is now Luke Waddell, if y'all remember him from a couple of seasons back, his only real chance to turn that would have been to run up and tag the bag and throw it to first himself. Instead, he dished it to the second baseman covering the bag. His momentum, Conley, was taking him far away from the play. There was no chance he was going to be able to pull that off. So you got an 0-2 count now, 1 down, runners on the corners. Braves trail 3-0. Real quick on the scoreboard, Phillies lead the Red Sox 12-4 in Mini Fenway. It's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lead down on strikes, 2 down. Orioles 4-2 over the Yankees. That is in the 6th. Marlins 9-4 over the Cardinals in the 6th. Pirates 9-1 over the New York Yankees in the 5th. So they've got a split squad going on today. Twins lead Toronto 2-0 as we're going to get a pitching change here in a second. And the Mets and Astros are tied at 0 apiece in the 7th. We'll be back in a flash to introduce the new right-hander when we come in. Braves trail 3-0. Top of the 7th here in Braves country. Welcome back. Hayden Harris, the southpaw, with the big sideshow bob haircut comes on. First pitch, swing and a miss. Down and in. It's 0-1. We've seen him a couple of times already this spring. Hayden Harris. The high socks. Love the high socks on any player. Augusta, Georgia is where he hails from. The 0-1 outside. It's 1-1. Played his college ball at Georgia Southern, so he is Braves country born and bred. He's been with the Braves since 2022. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hayden Harris played 5 collegiate seasons with Georgia Southern. So he's 26 years old. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with 92 up top. And that'll end the inning. Tigers put a couple more on the board. It's 3-0. Get up and stretch, Braves country. 7th inning stretch. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Ends is a ball. Lefty-righty matchup to start us off. 1-0. The 1-0 misses high. 2-0. 2-0 count. Quintero, the batter, pinch hitting for Marcell Ozuna. The 2-0 swing. That ball's belted down the left field line. If it can beat the wind, it's gone. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong. A solo shot. A mighty smack over the left field track. And Geraldo Quintero makes it a 3-1 game. 23-year-old out of Venezuela. Typically plays second base. Playing designated hitter right now, but man, oh man, did he put a pounding into that one. Good night, Irene. I wasn't even sure that was possible with the wind out there in left field. First pitch on the way to Ethan Workinger. He's outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball right down the track bout. Letter high. 2-0. Ethan Workinger from Encinitas, California, went to San Diego Community College as he takes the... They called that a strike, so it was a 1-1 pitch that he takes down low for ball 2-2-1. The 2-1, swing and a miss. Came out of his shoes on that one, 2-2. Workinger, left fielder, 6 foot, 185 pounds. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. P at the knees on the outer edge, and he could not get the bat going. 1 down. One down. First pitch on the way, lefty-lefty matchup. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 to Casale, the catcher. Slaps it towards right field, trying to make a diving, sliding catch, but to no avail. It's going to drop down for a base hit, and Kurt Casale has himself a single. A 1-out single out there in right field for the Detroit Tigers. Was Campos trying to make that slide. Kind of reminded me of the slide that Jerickson Profar got injured on the other day. So 3-1 your score. 1 on, 1 out, lefty-righty matchup. First pitch is a ball, followed up by a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Left-hander comes set and fires it. Swing, pops it up. High into center field, coming over, fighting the sun and the wind, making the catch. It was Clark once again. 2 down. 2 down, and Polini the batter. Polini in for Capel, batting .333 this spring. Lefty-lefty, and that ball goes high and inside. Did that get him? I think it might have got him on the hand. He's going to head on down to first base. That was... It almost got his bat, but I think it skipped off his knuckles. Cody Milligan will come in, another left-hander. Lefty-lefty matchup, 2 on, 2 out. First pitch, fastball misses high, and over the plate, it's 1-0. The 1-0 brings it. Fastball outer edge, 93, just slapping the black, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. In the dirt, that ball's going to get away, and the runners will move up 90 feet. We got the tying runs in scoring position. Oh, that's cool, Charles. Your great niece is currently playing softball there at Georgia Southern. Two-one count. Swing and a miss, blew it right by him, 2-2. Urena is on the hill for the Mets, and he's getting slapped around. If y'all remember Urena, he played for the Marlins, and he was the one that kept hitting Acuna, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Blew it right by Cody Milligan, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on, but can't add to it. We'll go to the top of the 8th, trailing 3-1.
He is not the love of your life. He is literally just a guy. Hit him with your car.
We're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you've got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and ripped over to Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got it. He fires over to first. Baby, sound the trumpets. Do the job through the streets. Your Atlanta Braves are headed to the 2021 World Series. Oh, baby.
Hey, you think y'all could chill out on the online shopping for me? Just a little bit, please? Y'all killing us. Damn it, man. Y'all know we already Temu tired. And then now here goes Sheen with they shenanigans. Damn it, man. Come on, little stank. It ain't even no more social distancing out here or nothing. Go call your little friend up, go to the mall, and do some shopping, damn it. Stay off the web. Sheen getting just as bad as Temu. I'd have been calling them Sheenmu. I had to deliver 28 bags, Sheen bags, to one house. Now, I know they got them big-ass boxes. Them be heavy as hell. They be big as me. I think y'all just like seeing my little ass struggle carrying these big-ass boxes. I ain't got time to be scanning all 28, 29, 37 items you just ordered. Come on, Sheen, put them in a box for me. I love y'all.
The batter has only a few thousandths of a second to decide to hit the ball. And yet the men who fail 7 times out of 10 are considered the game's greatest heroes.
Welcome back. Roberto Campos is the batter. Righty-righty matchup as the Braves go to the pen one more time. It's like Pierce Johnson coming on. Pitch is hit high into right field. Drifting over, making the catch. F9 in your scorecard. One away. Pierce Johnson expected to be in the back of the Braves bullpen, somewhere around the setup roll. First pitch on the way is kind of a slurve. He throws a really hard curveball. That was more of a slurve on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 fastball, fires it back, foul and out of play. 0-2. 0-2 count. Pierce Johnson out of Denver, Colorado. Drafted by the Cubs, but then traded from the Rockies to the Braves a couple of years ago, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. He played his college ball at Missouri State. Righty-lefty matchup. Once again, the first pitch on the way is right there off the edge. For a strike, it's 0-1. Clark, the center fielder, number 9 hitter, the batter now. McGonigal on deck, the 0-1. Right there off the edge. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Braves trail 3-1, top of the 8th. The 0-2. Down and in. Check and see if they go around, but he did not. 1-2. Mets and Astros are now tied up at 4. Urena has given up all 4 of those runs. They really thought they were signing something when they signed him a few days ago, man. I was like, that guy's been cooked for a while, the 1-2. Misses high and out of the zone, 2-2. And it couldn't happen to a better guy. He was always hitting Ronald Acuna Jr. when he was with the Marlins. And they would try to act as though it wasn't intentional. There's no way. I don't believe that many coincidences. The 2-2 off the plate, full count. Three-two pitch. Pierce Johnson lifts his glove, toe taps, and brings it. Swung on, dribbled over to second. Should be an easy 4-3 put out, and it is. So a 1-2-3 inning for Pierce Johnson. We'll grab the bats when we come back. Bottom of the 8th we go, trailing by 2.
Are you making fun of me being fat again?
You're not fat again. You were always fat.
Hey, is it a trolley, buggy, or a cart?
It's a buggy. Here, down here, we have buggies. It's a buggy.
It is a shopping cart. A buggy is something you strap to a horse's ass.
Whenever you go down there to the Walmart, and what do you say to your youngin'? Hey, run over there and go grab me a buggy so we can do our shopping.
I ain't got no damn youngin'. What I say to him, get away from me, you ugly little...
A priest is driving down the road 100 miles an hour and he's stopped by the guards. The guard notices the smell of alcohol off the priest's breath and the bottle of wine on the floor. And he says to the priest, "You've been drinking, sir." No, just water." "Smells an awful like wine though," says the guard. The priest takes one look at the bottle and says, "Oh, good Lord, he's done it again."
This is the number 2, right?
Yes.
I meant to say number 3. I don't want this. And matter of fact, a number 7. Oh, number 3. You pick one.
You mean I pick one? You just ordered the food.
Excuse me?
Bro, you heard what I said, bro. You about to close, bro. I got time for your bro.
What kind of customer service is this?
What kind of customer are you?
Baseball has nearly all the qualities and the narrative that the country has. It's competitive. It's spirited. It's got the joshing, and it's got the intellectual side, the great students of it. But it's also got labor unions and management and gimmicks and promotion, venality, great public fools in baseball, and great public heroes, and self-serving people, and generous people. And it has pride and unity of town and of country, and it'll do for a figure for the American system.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. Ends is back out there. Lefty-righty matchup. Conley the batter. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Chase one well high off the plate. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Minnesota and Toronto have tied it up at 2 apiece in the 7th inning. The 0-2 pitch is grounded in between home and third. We'll do it again. The 0-2 ends, comes and brings it. That ball is slapped foul. Tigers 3, Braves 1, 8th inning. They've got it'll be the Tigers and the Braves Sunday evening on the spring breakout game as the 0-2 off the plate. 1-2. One-two count. The pitch. Inside, 2-2. The 2-2. Swing. That ball's rifled in right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by only 2. Good hard hit ball into the right field towards the corner. And Gade Bunnell will come on. Gade, left-handed bat, takes a swing, hits it high into right field, but it doesn't have a lot of carry on it. It's going to be an easy F9. One away. Looks like he got that just off the edge of the bat. Good to see you, Yelton. Lefty-righty matchup. Verdung, the batter. He takes a hack at the first pitch he sees and saws that off, foul down the line, out of play. It's 0-1. We're back here on Thursday. 12:45 will come on the air. 105 first pitch. Braves Phillies. That should be a fun one. Then we have the Nationals on Friday, same time. The 0-1 is popped up high in the sky into right field. Easy F9. 2 down. 2 down. That'll bring Quintero to the plate, and he's been the man of the hour so far for the Braves. He had a solo shot in his first at bat. Drilled one over the left field wall. First pitch swinging. Swing and a miss on the outer edge. Fastball right by him. It's 0-1. Quintero, who hit a solo shot his first time up, could tie this up with one swing. The 0-1 runner goes. Throw was down and away. Here comes the throw. They're actually going to hold on to it, and it's going to be a stolen base with relative ease for your Atlanta Braves. It's a good jump by Conley. Wasn't a great slide. He had a head-first slide where he kind of tumbled and bumbled over the base. But because they didn't throw, he was easily safe. First pitch off of that encounter is a swing and a miss strike. It's 1-2. It looks like Quintero's having a hard time catching up with that high fastball. Might be chasing a little bit. The 1-2. Slaps it foul. Behind home towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. 1-2 count. Tying run standing at home plate. Bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Just over the top of his shoe. 2-2. Braves 1, Tigers 3. Bottom 8. 1 on, 2 out, a 2-2 count. Quintero trying to work his way aboard. Here's the pitch. Swung on and slapped back foul. We'll do it one more time. We see these same Tigers a week from Saturday. 12:45 will come on the air that day. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the inning. Braves threaten but can't get him across. We'll be back in a flash. 9th inning we go. Spring training baseball here in Braves country.
You dumped a porn star? Friendship over!
Believe it or not, the actress who played Aunt Bethany in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation was the same lady who provided the voice for Betty Boop and Olive Oyl. The Vlasic Pickle Stork mascot was an attempt to capitalize on pregnant women's craving for pickles. In 1846, a doctor started promoting hand washing in his clinic. He saw a link between women dying from childbed fever and doctors doing autopsies before delivering babies. Most people didn't believe him. He even lost his job. Sadly, he later died of sepsis in an asylum.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes!
Lager.
The beer that brought the forest down.
I drive an exotic imported sports car. I eat exotic foreign food like frankfurters and pizza. But when it comes to numbing my mind, I'm a patriot. I drink the beer that brought the forest down. I'm a lager man. And with the new 80-bottle trunk pack, you've got enough for the evening. Hey, it's happy hour somewhere.
Lager brings out the patriot in you.
Putting up with me is like eating pudding with a fork. It's not impossible, but it's kind of a pain in the ass.
1786. A fine day. Play ball in the campus, but am beaten, for I miss catching and striking the ball. Princeton College.
Children have hit balls with bats as long as there have been children. But baseball's most direct ancestors were two British games. Rounders, a children's sport brought to New England by the earliest colonists, and cricket, a stately pastime divided into innings and supervised by umpires. By the time of the American Revolution, there were many variations. Boys played one version or another in schoolyards and village greens and on college campuses.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Angel Perdomo. We talked about him earlier in the broadcast. He's trying to make this 26-man roster on opening day, but hasn't fared that well. The 1-0 is fouled back. 1-1. Perdomo, 6'8", long wingspan, and had a great strikeout rate before his Tommy John surgery when he was with the Pirates a couple of years ago. 1-1. This is outside 2-1. He's a guy that I don't think the Braves want to give up on, but at the same token, he doesn't appear to be all the way back yet. The 2-1 pitch. Inside. That almost got him. 3-1. Three-one count. Perdomo brings it. Misses high, ball 4. It's kind of been the problem that Perdomo's had all spring long. He had a high strikeout rate when he was with Pittsburgh. Before he had the Tommy John surgery, the last year, he was at 29 innings before the injury. And he had struck out 46. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. And they were hoping for something of that same. And honestly, what short career he's had in the majors, he's always had a high strikeout rate, but he doesn't really have that this year so far. The 0-1 slap back foul, it's 0-2. Perdomo is from the Dominican Republic, San Cristobal. He's 30 years old now. He's going to flip it over to first to try to keep the runner close by. But this spring, he's thrown 5 innings and he's only had 3 strikeouts. The 0-2, outside wide, 1-2. Still a ways to go in this spring, but you would like to see him be much more dominant on the strike and the strikeouts than what he's been so far. The 1-2 from Perdomo, fires it in, fouls it back. We'll do it again. One-two count. Outside wide, 2-2. The 2-2. Brings it. In the dirt. Full count. Y'all talking about Rod Crew. I remember growing up, just as I started watching baseball as a young kid, Rod Crew was the gold standard for hitting. And then as I came of age, it then became Wade Boggs and Tony Gwynn. As the payoff pitch is hit over to short, it's going to be a 6-4-3 twin killing. How about that? I didn't think they were going to have enough time to get him. The shortstop on the play for the Braves waited for that ball to get to him, Luke Waddell. Luckily for him, the runner coming down the first base line just really didn't have a lot of speed. Anyone with decent speed is going to beat that out because they took so long to turn it. But Luke, he's been up a few times for the Braves, and he's not really a shortstop. He's kind of like a Luke Williams where they kind of bounce him all around the infield. First pitch on the way to Isaac Pacheco. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Man, that is really close to the guy's name who plays running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. Is he moonlighting? The 0-1 chops it foul off the plate. 0-2. 0-2 count. Pitch on the way. Chopped towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. The 0-2. Slap back foul. We'll do it one more time. Oh-2 count, swing, chops it, back behind home plate, just got a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it one more time. Angel Perdomo. He'd love a strikeout here. He knows that's what he's being graded on. The 0-2. Slider down and in, 1-2. Yeah, James and Nick, and the Tommy John for Angel Perdomo, he's really at the front end of the recovery. 1-2 outside wide. Well, never mind. He's going to give him that strike. Yeah, I know Angel will take that, but that was a bad call. We'll take it. Strike 3, that ends the inning. After the double play, it's essentially 3 up, 3 down. We'll be back in a flash, see if we can walk this off here in the bottom of the ninth.
I love that car more than anything that I have. Dad, what about us? You need a Q-tip?
Overconfident female soccer team challenged an old retired male soccer team, and this happened. Check this out.
Male soccer players were challenged to a match by the American women's team at the peak of their performance.
This message is for Ryan Reynolds. 1, you should be here right now with your squad. 2, your team about to go down. Let's go.
12-0, Wrexham defeats the U.S. women.
A lot of people are mad at the men's soccer team because they pretty much said they should have taken it easier on the female soccer team. But a lot of people are saying they shouldn't have done this because the female soccer team wanted an actual match between retired, out-of-shape men, and you saw the outcome. So what side are you on? Do you think the retired football men went too far?
Oh, wow, I'm pretty sure that's going to be yeah, there it is. Another flag on the play.
Multiple flags on the play. Holding. Offense number 97. That penalty was declined. Touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 22. Penalty will be applied to the kickoff.
This is going to be one of the strangest calls.
That son of a... You playing against Dick this week? Yeah. Could be worse, man. When I played against him, he ejected all my players.
What?
Armchair.
Of all baseball's ancestors, town ball was by far the most popular. Under its rules, the infield was square. 8 to 15 men played on a side, sometimes as many as 50. The pitcher or feeder was the least important player. It was his job to lob the ball to the striker, who could wait and wait for the pitch he wanted. The runner was out if the ball was caught on the fly, or if he was soaked, hit with the ball while running between bases.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way. As a fastball misses up top for a ball, it's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0 swung on, dribbled over towards short. Should be an easy 6-3 put out. It is. One down. Luke Waddell will be the batter now. That was Workinger that just grounded out. Casali stands on deck. First pitch. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Luke Waddell, 26-year-old from Georgia Tech. Drafted by the Braves in the 5th round in 2021. Time is called. They're actually going to give that a pitch violation, so it evens up the count at 1-1, and the 1-1 pitch is roped over to second. Good hopping catch over there at second by the Tigers. The Braves are down to their last out. We're having another bad offensive day, but the good news is for the spring training side of it, these games are moving fast. We started this game just an hour and 15 minutes ago, and we're almost out of it. Or, excuse me, 2 hours and 15 minutes ago, and we're almost out of it. First pitch on the way. Lefty-righty matchup is a Bender up top for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to Braceno. Check swing, kind of an excuse me swing. That looks like it will. Yes, it will. And the game 6-3 put out, and the Braves lose a tough one 3-1. Atlanta Braves, by the numbers, lose to the Tigers, who had 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Braves, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. And the Atlanta Braves drop another tough one. We will see you Thursday against the Phillies. That should be fun because I'm sure we'll get some Philly fans jumping into the chat, and we all know that they always bring it. We'll see you on Thursday, Braves country. Have a good one. Braves lose a tough one 3-1.
You're in Braves country.